it's right place, and it's right place, and it's right place.
Good morning, welcome to another video. Just saw I got off the bike this morning. It's Monday morning. I did 1 hour steady state, kind of 16.5 miles on the bike, just to get some good aerobic work in. But today I wanted to walk you through just a couple things that I'm doing a couple weeks post Chicago Marathon and how I'm planning for the next couple months in order to fully rebuild my fitness and get me ready for a big year worth of races. Now, this point of training between the fall and the winter is actually one of my favorite points of training throughout the whole year, and that is because there's no races that I have to think about. So while it is, not as fun not being able to look forward to a race or something to accomplish, we do get 3 to 4 months of completely uninterrupted training so that we can focus on certain specific things that we've been lacking in the past year. And so that being said, like you saw this morning, one of the big things that I'm focusing on in the next couple of months, all the way through January, is going to be low intensity, steady state cardio. And the reason I'm doing this is because it's not often that you get 3 to 4 months of uninterrupted time to really not worry about big, huge workouts and specific paces. And now I can just focus on that low intensity, bottom end aerobic work that's going to work to build my engine in preparation for the workouts that we're doing in the coming year. But how am I doing this? It means right now I'm doing anywhere from 2 to 3 hours a week, like you just saw, on the bike. So Monday, Friday, Sunday in the morning when I have time, I'll just go and hop on the bike for an hour, super low intensity, just get the heart rate in that aerobic zone for an hour and keep myself off my feet. Now, alongside my biking, I'm also building right now. I aim to get in the next couple weeks an average between 40 and 50 miles per week of running. This means, again, kind of low intensity, steady state running with one long run every week. So I'm just keeping my heart rate low. I'm not crushing my legs too much, and I'm just going to try and build my engine gradually over the next 3-4 months. But that isn't to say that I'm not doing any workouts. I am going to start incorporating one workout a week, and then every so often just a fartlek or a tempo run. Nothing super high speed, nothing super high intensity, but still keeping my top end in shape while I'm also working on building my bottom end. But big focus for this whole rebuild that I'm doing is going to be my bottom end, my engine, my aerobic engine, and my lower aerobic capacity that will enable me to build that base, which I can then build more off of in the coming year. All right, we just went to the grocery store, as you saw, and I got a couple of staples, so I'll show you what I got in a minute. But while I was in marathon training, something that I put a lot of emphasis on and spent a lot of time thinking about was my nutrition, getting enough carbs, getting enough protein, eating the right foods, whole foods, all of that. And it's easy to, once you plan for this race, build up to it, run it, complete it, it's easy to kind of let that go a little bit. And one of the things I'm trying not to do this winter is get too far the other direction. So I am still training a decent amount. So I want to make sure that even though I'm not in prep for any specific event or race, my nutrition is still something that I can pretty easily control that'll give me big performance benefits in the future. So moving on to what I got some bread. This is an Italian loaf from Aldi. It's fantastic bread. It's a great source of carbs. I also got some oats in there. I've been doing a lot of overnight oats lately, so those have been really good. Also, I got about 2.5 pounds worth of chicken breasts. So I'm using chicken breast lately for my protein as well. Chicken breast and ground beef or sausage has been fantastic, but I got plenty of protein in there, plenty of carbs. I got some peppers. You might have seen tomatoes, so getting my vegetables, but nutrition going the next couple of months is something that I think is a really easy, controllable for me. And it's something that I can just continue to do even though I'm not in a build or a prep. And what this will also do, focusing on my nutrition, is while I'm increasing my mileage or while I'm trying to do all these various things in my winter training, is it'll enable me to do that and still feel good and do the other things I like to enjoy doing as well. So when I'm in a big marathon prep, it's easy to feel run down, tired, but while I'm not doing that, keeping the same nutrition habits and eating good food, plenty of food and healthy options, that enables me to still have that energy throughout the day on top of my regular exercising. And so that's just more sustainable thing. A big part of the off season is sustainability. You can't always be in a big prep or in the huge build and always dialed in with big workouts and intensity. So while we're in this off season, making sure it's sustainable with my diet and with my training is a huge thing that I'm focusing on. All right, let me show you what we're doing for lunch today. So right here we have our chicken breast. I just did a quick marinade on that, so it should be about ready to go. Just some basic seasonings, olive oil, soy sauce, whatever. Over here we have our vegetables. We got yellow onions, red onions, bell peppers of all sorts. So that's going to be going in after the chicken. And then of course over here we have our white rice. I'm going to be making a couple cups of that. So that's going to be our lunch. Again, it doesn't take long. It's super healthy, super easy to do. And so that's what I'm going to do today. So just got done with my workout for the day, which brings me to my third and final point on how I'm going about planning for this off season or this coming into the winter here. And that is that I'm not completely ignoring any intensity. I've talked a lot about, low intensity, steady state stuff, which is great, but you can't ignore some sort of intensity. So what happens when you do that is you get very good at running at these slower, moderate paces, and you get really good at zone 2, which is good. That's fine. That's good for fitness, but you start to lose that top end. Even if you're not running very fast, you start to lose that top end fitness, that top end speed, which takes a while to get back. So what I'm going to do to start to prevent this is like I did today. It was a fartlek workout. So we did a 2-mile warm-up followed by 10 reps of 45 seconds fast, 1 minute easy. So not a super long workout, not super hard. I think the fast sections were between 5:55 and 6:10 minute per mile pace. So even around tempo, just something each week to get the legs moving a little bit faster than usual and get you out of that rut of just running, go easy run, recovery run, easy run, recovery run. So my third point, don't ignore intensity completely. You can ramp it down a little bit. So I'll probably do one of these every week, maybe every week and a half. So not super often and not super taxing workouts, but just enough to keep your legs moving and maintain a little bit of that fitness that we work so hard for. Okay, those are the 3 things I'm doing this winter, this off season to kind of wind down, but still, rebuild my fitness, rebuild the necessary components to where they need to be. So I hope this was helpful, and I will see you next week.